Hey guys, this is Jay Panda here, and welcome back to another episode of Twilight Princess. In the last episode, we scaled Death Mountain, and we finally made it inside of Goron Mines. And in this episode, we're gonna hopefully get through a good bit of Goron Mines. So, it's time to check this place out, let me tell you. We've already come across a treasure chest, and we found our first key, so this is starting out pretty awesome. I'm just glad to be past that first room where I kept having to start all the way at the beginning of that room. I mean, gosh. Let me tell you though, this place is very interesting. There's some very interesting things that we can find in this dungeon. I mean, the first dungeon was alright, but I don't know. The Forest Temple always seems very generic to me. But that might be because, oh gosh, we have these flippy things that we have to deal with. But that might be because, I don't know, it's the first dungeon. The first dungeon usually isn't anything special. That's why, oh crap. Wow, I landed on a pipe too. That was very odd. But yeah, the first dungeon isn't usually that special, and we don't really start to get into things until the second dungeon. So we're going to do a lot more exploration and less with the tutorials. Thank goodness, huh? Let's see. Is this where we're supposed to go first? Because it looks like there's tons of stuff in here, and I don't want to miss anything. But yeah, I think it is. We've already got our small key, so we can go ahead and go inside. And let's see, what do we have here? We have a bunch of lava, of course. Yeah, this is essentially like the fire temple. I mean, not quite though. There are a few parts that aren't that fiery, but I think there might even be a room that has water in it. So it's not a true fire temple, but for all intents and purposes, it might as well be the fire temple. I remember when I played Ocarina of Time for the first time, I completely fell in love. I completely fell in the fire. But anyway, I completely fell in love with the fire temple in Ocarina of Time. I mean, I thought that was a pretty awesome place. You know, with the yeah, I was going to say with the Gorons, because any place is good when you have Gorons in them. But I mean, of course the Gorons were in prison, so we had to free all of them. I don't know, I think my favorite dungeon from Ocarina of Time would have been the Thieves' Hideout. Just because there's a lot of sneaking around that you have to do, and it's just a really cool place. I love the Gerudo Valley and the Gerudo Desert too. I like the Spirit Temple in that game as well. But anyway, back in Twilight Princess, we have some even more awesome stuff that we get to do. And we haven't even made it to the awesome part yet. So we'll get to that in a minute. We need to get through here before that wall crushes us though. Gosh. And we are in the room where we will learn what all of this is about. So you will know exactly what I'm talking about here. We have this very interesting room that has this crystal-like surface on the walls and the ceilings. Well, we need to use our iron boots, and it turns out that this is an anti-gravity surface, which allows us to walk on walls and ceilings. So how cool is that, guys? I'm telling you, this is probably as awesome as you can get. Or even more than that, really. We can't go up there yet, so we have no choice but to go over here. But look! We've come across the small Goron. Oh, I thought I felt a presence, but it's a surprise to find a young human. Word has come to me of you. Okay. So he's one of the 4 Goron elders. And he's going to give us a key shard, which will come in handy later on down the road. This is a key shard that when you use it with the other key shards, it makes a key. And using that key, you can get in a door. And getting in the door, you can defeat an enemy. But yay, for now though, we found the dungeon map. And we're going to use that to find the other rooms that we have to go to. So yeah, very anticlimactic, I know, but oh well. There's a very odd wheel in here. It looks like you could pull it, but I don't think you can. Is this where the elder Goron sleeps? It's not a very big bed for him. I feel kind of bad for him. I mean, he has to sit down here all alone in his room with no company. And yeah. And he has a crappy bed, probably not much to eat. Is that... I don't even know what that is. That stone that's in the middle of the room. It looks like something that's sacred, but it could also be his dinner. I mean, because I didn't see any food around here. And wait, what is this? Let's pick it up. And we found Oku again. Yay. Phew, free at last. Gracious, you're that nice fellow who helped me out the other day. How nice to see you again. Well, now that we've at least found each other again, let's stick together for a while. I'll be right with you, so if you want to warp out, just let me know. Yeah, so I guess if you want to leave the dungeon, you can always use Oku to leave, and then you can get back to where you were later. I think that's how it works. I've never used Oku, though. I've never had a need to. I think it's mostly if you're running out of life and you're in a bit of a pinch and you don't have any hearts or potions or anything. But I have all of that stuff, so I'm good. I mean, I think one of my bottles is empty, but we can always find a fairy in here. It's no big deal. And now it is time for the awesome part, guys. I'm trying to see where I want to go. Is there anything up on that side that I need to get to? I don't think there is. See, there's, like, this ceiling is completely covered in this stuff. But see, now you know the true power of the iron boots. Because before, all they did was allow you to sink underwater and allowed you to fight the Gorons. But now, they are... I can't believe I did that. Now I'm going to have to go all the way back over here. Crap. But now they allow you to use... or they allow you to walk on ceilings. So it doesn't get any more awesome than that, guys. I will see you when I get back out there. Alright, let's try this again. Okay, we can kill these guys. They're not a big deal at all. Gosh, I never seen that before. Link just slid down the wall on his bottom. That was pretty funny, actually. But yeah, now if we come out here, I think we've been in this room before. I don't know. But yeah, if we come back out here, we have our iron boots. We use that switch and look. See, now that we've done that, we can walk on the ceiling, which is something we couldn't do before. I'm pretty sure we made a visit in this room before. Like, it looks familiar. But instead of walking on the floor, we're walking on the ceiling, which is nice. There's something I'm looking for, though. There's something that we can get here that's pretty awesome, if you know what I mean. So, let's just go over here. Unfortunately, we can't roll when we're walking on the ceiling. We can do it on the floor. But if we rolled on the ceiling, then we would fall down to the ground. And it won't even let you roll, so don't worry about it. But anyway, we get a piece of heart, which is pretty sweet. Now we have to go over this way to get back up on this ceiling. Now this could be pretty confusing because when you're using the control, look. See, when you're using the controls, you kind of have to walk backwards for a while, and then look at this. This is completely confusing. I think it just fixed itself though, because you have to walk backwards to walk up to the ceiling, and then you sort of walk forwards. It's really weird how this works, but honestly, I think this would be pretty cool if more of this kind of stuff was in Mario Kart 8. Because I thought Mario Kart 8 was pretty cool for introducing the anti-gravity thing, but you really don't get to see much of the anti-gravity thing. Except for the part where you drive along the walls. Now that part's pretty cool, but you don't actually get to, let's see, I think I need to go around this way to get to that door that I'm looking for. But, you don't actually get to drive on the ceilings. Or, you know, the upside down track, whatever you want to call it. I mean, I guess they had to make it that way because it would be super confusing to do that. But still, it would be so cool if there was even just a little piece of the track that was on the ceiling and you could drive along it. That would be pretty awesome. So, I don't know what they're going to do if they make a new Mario Kart though. Because I know, like, they just came out with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, so they're probably not going to make a new Mario Kart soon, but I wonder what they would put in it if they did, because they pretty much used every idea possible. At least in my opinion they did, because they did underwater, they did above ground, you know, in the air. They've done anti-gravity, so what else could they do? I'd like to know. But yeah, I really don't know what else to say right now. I think I've used up everything I was gonna say, but we're just killing these dudes here. Okay, now when we go back in this room, I think we might have been in this room before. I don't know, but this is pretty cool because you can actually go to different areas here. Like, it actually takes you to the place you want to go rather than just walking along on the ceiling. You just have to be careful though that you don't drop down too soon. And by dropping down, I mean taking off the iron boots, because that's really how you do it. Oh gosh, we have tons of enemies here that we need to dispose of. We could step on this switch. I just wanted to get those rubies before I did so. We can step on this switch, and we have another one of these things, and yeah, we want to go over here where the bad guys are, unfortunately. There we go, we'll finish him off just like that. And ow, for some reason my back's hurting really bad. I don't know why. I think the weather's been kind of messed up lately. I mean, with the rain and everything, I think that's part of my troubles. But anyway, see, here's a room that has water in it, so it's very different. It has some water temple elements, which is generally not found in a fire temple, so it's not a stereotypical fire temple. Let me tell, that's the point I'm trying to get across here. I mean, this part right here, it's just mostly the Goron Mines. You know, it's not a fire temple. It's just how the Goron Mines is. But anyway, a new mechanic that we can use is going underwater to open up treasure chests. Now, I kind of wish that you could swim underwater in Breath of the Wild. I know I keep talking about other games while I'm doing this, but it's still interesting to talk about the differences between the games. I kind of wish you could do this in Breath of the Wild, but then I guess you wouldn't have much of a need for magnesis. And that's something that you use a lot in that game. It's a new ability. And also cryonis. Or cryonis, I mean. But yeah, the iron boots, they were in Ocarina of Time, which you probably remember. And they didn't do all this cool stuff. Let me tell you, I'm trying to remember what other games the Iron Boots was in. I can't remember if they were in any other games or not. Any other Zelda games. But I remember they were in Ocarina of Time, and really all they were used for was sinking down underwater. They might have been used for something else, but I can't remember right now, so... Anyway, there we go. I'm gonna go ahead and grab a ruby. See, like I said, there are tons of rubies in this dungeon, so don't worry about spending any because most of the times you can find tons of rupees in these dungeons. Oh gosh, we have these guys. Now we come across new enemies here. I think that these are the Beamos. I think that's what they are called. Because I know they're called that in Ocarina of Time. I mean, I think they were in Ocarina of Time, weren't they? I know they were in Wind Waker, for sure. Okay, I'm gonna walk around here to see if there's anything here. That looks like something, but I don't know if we can get to that yet. Because we're actually going to be coming back to this room much later in the dungeon. And that switch that was over to the left, that just opens that door up again. So that's why I ignored it. In case you're wondering. You're probably like, hit the switch, hit the switch. But no, we don't need that. There is something pretty sweet in this chest over here that we can get. So let's open it up and take a peek inside. It's another piece of heart. Yay! I love getting these pieces of heart. That's probably my favorite thing to do. There. Can I get there? That way I don't have to go all the way down again. Let's go ahead and go this way. And if we come over here first, before I do this, I want to see what's in these pots. Because I can. And then, after that, we can use our sword to tear down this rope. Pretty simple. And now we have a door that we can go in. So, that is what we needed to do. Trying to see exactly where this leads, because I haven't been using the map too much, honestly. But it's really hard to tell where everything leads sometimes. Okay, this is another area that we'll be visiting at least a couple times. Now, we have these guys shooting fire arrows at us, so the best thing to do here is to avoid them because we don't have a bow, so we can't shoot back at them. And I don't think our slingshot's gonna reach all the way up there. And our boomerang, I don't think it'll do anything, so we're just gonna have to avoid them for now. Now there is something in the water that I want to get. There's a chest that we can get if we go over here. Let's see, I don't want to go down too early because I don't want to run out there. Okay, now let's go down. We can slash this open with our sword. And inside of the chest, we get a stamp. So that's pretty awesome. But anyway, what was I going to say? Yeah, there's actually... Oh, another thing I wanted to say is how cool it is the way Link looks when he's underwater like that. And he's opening up a chest. That's pretty awesome. Link could pretty much do anything in this game. I mean, and I say that as I'm thinking about Breath of the Wild, and he can do even more stuff like climb up walls. But in this game, I think he does a pretty good job. I mean, because you have to remember that this game came out, I can't remember what year it was, but I know it originally came out for the GameCube, so it had to have been the early 2000s that it came out. But yeah, this is pretty good for an early game, I have to admit. And we wanted to go over here to get the small key. We want to avoid that BMOs over there. And avoid these guys because they'll try to shoot at us. And there's a door over here that we can go in. So, yeah. Okay, oh gosh, it's one of these. I'm always afraid that I'm going to jump too far and then fall off the edge. That's what the thing is. Is there anything down here that I can get? Okay, I don't think there is anything, but I really just want to explore this main area of the room. I mean, if there's a chest or something that we missed, it'll show up later on when we get the compass, and oh, it's this room. Okay, with this room, see, you have two options. One is to make a break for it and run to that middle cube. The other is to wait until this flips around again, and then get on this, and then you have to run to each of these. So this is for the more cautious people. And I'm one of the more cautious people, so I want to do it this way. And Yeah. So let's take our boots off and run really quick. Run like the wind, because that thing is very iffy. I don't trust it. And anyway, we can go ahead and go on in here, and there's another elder in here. So let's talk to him. Oh gosh, look at his lips. They're sagging really bad. I'm one of the 4 elders of the Goron tribe. Oh, and he's going to give us another key shard. That's nice of him. I feel bad for him though, because he has aged horribly. He looks like he's starving to death, and it's not cool at all. I mean, is anybody even feeding him? I know he can't feed himself, because look how skinny and frail he is. I mean, what is he eating anyway? I know Gorons eat rocks. There should be plenty of rocks in the mines, but I don't know. I don't see anything in his room that he could eat. I see he has a bed, and it's not a very nice bed. There's a bunch of chairs. I wonder if anybody ever comes to visit him. But anyway, we got 10 rupees from going in here, so that is what I'm in for it for. I want to steal your treasure, buddy, even though you don't have anything. You don't have much. But anyway, guys, I think that is it for this episode. And in the next episode, we are going to explore more of the Goron Mines. So I will see you guys then. Goodbye, everybody.